12 inventions that changed the world forever, from the wheel to the smartphone. Let's begin. Number 1. The wheel. Someone shaped a heavy stone into a circle, and everything humans could carry got bigger forever. Over 5,000 years ago, someone carved a heavy circle out of stone, put a stick through the middle, and changed the world forever. Before the wheel, people dragged everything by hand. Heavy stones, food, water, wood. Moving anything big meant many hands pulling hard, and even then it was slow and tiring. The big idea was simple. A round shape rolls. Put a stick through the middle, add a second wheel, and now a cart can carry 10 times what a person can. One push and it glides. From that first cart came chariots, watermills, clockwork gears, trains, bicycles, and cars. Every machine with a spinning part owes something to that first round stone. Today, wheels are everywhere. On roads, inside engines, even in your computer's hard drive. All from one simple shape, a circumflex euros, a circle. Number 2. The compass. A magnetized needle swinging north gave sailors the courage to leave the coast behind. A thin piece of iron floating on water, always pointing the same direction. It sounds like a magic trick, but this little needle changed the entire world. Before the compass, sailors watched the sun and stars to find their way. But on cloudy nights they were blind. Many ships sailed in circles, ran out of food, or never came home. In ancient China, people discovered that a special stone could make iron magnetic. They rubbed a needle on the stone, balanced it on a point, and it always swung to face north. The first compass. With the compass, sailors crossed open oceans for the first time. Trade routes connected China, India, Africa, and Europe. Explorers reached new continents. The whole planet became reachable. Today we use satellites and phones to navigate. But every GPS on Earth still does the same job, a circumflex euros, telling you which way to go. It all started with one magnetic needle. Number 3. The printing press. Movable metal letters turned books from treasures into tools for everyone. One pull of a handle and a perfect page appears. Every letter sharp, every line straight. In 1455, this machine changed what people could know. Before the press, every book was copied by hand. Monks spent months painting each page. A single Bible could take 2 years to finish. Books were so rare that most people never held one. Johannes Gutenberg made tiny metal letters that could be arranged into any word, inked, and pressed onto paper. One page took minutes, not months, and the same letters could be rearranged to print a completely different book. Within 50 years, millions of books existed. Ordinary people could read science, history, and new ideas for themselves. Knowledge was no longer locked away. It belonged to everyone. Today, every website, message, and post is Gutenberg's idea taken further. One machine taught the world to share. We have never stopped. Number 4. The telescope. Bending light through curved glass let humanity finally see what the sky was hiding. Through a simple tube with 2 glass lenses, a scientist saw something nobody had seen before. Tiny dots of light circling a distant planet. Moons, not around Earth, around Jupiter. For thousands of years, the night sky was a mystery. Stars were just tiny dots. The moon was a smooth, bright circle. Nobody knew what was really up there because nobody could see close enough. In 1609, Galileo Galilei put 2 curved glass lenses inside a tube, one lens at each end. When he looked through it, faraway things jumped closer. He pointed it at the sky and everything changed. Galileo saw craters on the moon and rings around Saturn. Bigger telescopes found galaxies millions of miles away. We even put telescopes in space. Each one showing us the universe is bigger than we ever imagined. Today, telescopes see the light of stars that died billions of years ago. All because one person put 2 pieces of glass in a tube and looked up. Number 5. The steam engine. Boiling water pushed a piston, and the age of muscle power ended. Boil water, trap the steam, and let it push. That is the idea behind the machine that changed everything. A piston goes up, a piston comes down, and the modern world begins. Before steam, all work was done by hand, by horse, or by water. Factories needed rivers. Travel was slow. And when the wind stopped or the river dried up, everything stopped too. James Watt did not invent the steam engine, but he made it work properly. The old engines wasted most of their steam. Watt added a separate cooling chamber, and suddenly the engine ran smoothly, powerfully, and anywhere you wanted. Steam engines powered factories that made clothes, tools, and machines. Steam trains connected cities. Steamships crossed oceans in days, not months. People moved to cities for factory work, and modern life took shape. Steam still boils water in most power stations today. The idea of pushing a piston or spinning a turbine runs the modern world, all from a kettle that would not sit still. Number 6. Electricity. Invisible energy flowing through wire lit up the world and powered everything in it. A thin wire glows inside a glass bubble, and for the first time ever, a room lights up without fire. No candle, no oil lamp, no flame. Just a switch and darkness disappears. Before electricity, sunset ended the day. Candles and oil lamps gave a little light, but reading was hard. Streets were dark, and whole cities went quiet once the sun went down. Michael Faraday showed that spinning a magnet near a wire creates electricity. Thomas Edison built a bulb that glowed for hours without burning out. Together, their ideas made electric light possible for everyone. Power stations sent electricity through wires to homes, shops, and factories. Cities glowed at night. People could work, read, and play after dark. The world never had to stop at sunset again. Today, electricity powers everything we touch. Lights, phones, hospitals, the internet. Flip a switch and the invisible force does the rest. The world glows because of it. Number 7. The telephone. For the first time, a human voice traveled faster than a human could run. A voice goes in one end. It travels along a thin wire as electricity, and it comes out the other end miles away, sounding just like the person who spoke. The telephone. Before the telephone, the only way to send a message was to write it down and send it by horse, ship, or train. Important news could take weeks to arrive. By then, it was often too late. In 1876, Alexander Graham Bell built a device that turned sound vibrations into electrical signals and back again. He spoke into one end. His assistant heard the words clearly in another room. The first telephone call. Within decades, telephone wires connected homes, businesses, and countries. Operators plugged calls through switchboards. Families separated by oceans could hear each other's voices for the first time. Today, billions of calls happen every day. Video, voice, text, circumflex euros, all descendants of that first shaky call. Bell put a voice on a wire. Now voices travel the world in an instant. Number 8. The camera. Light captured on a surface froze a moment in time forever. Watch this blank metal plate carefully. Shapes appear from nothing. A building, a window, a street. For the first time, light itself drew the picture. No paint, no brush, just reality captured. Before the camera, the only way to record what someone looked like was to paint them. A portrait could take weeks. Only rich people could afford one. And the painting always depended on the artist's hand, circumflex euros, never quite perfect. In 1826, Joseph Nye copyright PCE pointed a box with a lens at his courtyard and waited hours. Light slowly burned an image onto a metal plate. Blurry, rough, but unmistakable. The first photograph ever taken. Cameras got smaller, faster, and cheaper. Portraits became available to everyone. Newspapers printed photographs. Scientists recorded their experiments. Families saved memories. For the first time, the past could be seen, not just described. Today, 5 billion people carry a camera in their pocket. We take more photographs in 2 minutes than existed in the entire 1800s. One box with a lens taught us to save what we see. Number 9. The battery. Portable chemical energy-freed devices from the wall socket. A stack of metal discs and damp cloth. Touch 2 wires together and a spark jumps across. Not lightning, not static. Steady, controllable electricity ready whenever you need it. Before the battery, electricity only lasted while you made it. Crank a machine and sparks flew. Stop cranking and it disappeared. You could not store it, carry it, or use it later. It was like trying to keep hold of the wind. In 1800, Alessandro Volta stacked copper and zinc discs with salt-soaked cloth between them. When he connected a wire, electricity flowed steadily. Not a brief spark, a circumflex euros, a constant stream. The first true battery, he called it a pile. Volta's pile led to better batteries that powered telegraphs, flashlights, radios, and cars. Every portable machine needed stored electricity. The battery gave it a home. Today, batteries power phones, electric cars, satellites, and medical devices. Billions of them everywhere. All from one stack of metal and damp cloth that learned to hold onto lightning. Number 10. The transistor. A tiny switch replaced a room full of glowing tubes and launched the digital age. This tiny switch is smaller than a speck of dust. It flicks on and off billions of times a second. And right now, billions of them are working inside your phone, your computer, and almost everything electronic you own. Before the transistor, computers used glass vacuum tubes. Each one was the size of your thumb and glowed red hot. A single computer needed thousands of tubes, filled an entire room, and broke down constantly. In 1947, 3 scientists at Bell Labs pressed 2 thin gold contacts onto a tiny crystal. A small signal went in. A bigger signal came out. They had built a switch with no moving parts, no heat, and no glass tube. The transistor. Engineers packed more transistors on smaller chips every year. Computers shrank from rooms to desks to pockets. Each generation faster, cheaper, more powerful. The transistor made the digital age possible. A modern chip holds more transistors than there are stars you can see in the night sky. All from 3 scientists, a crystal, and 2 gold wires. The smallest invention with the biggest reach. Number 11. The Internet. Connected computers let any person on Earth share anything with any other person instantly. In 1969, a computer in Los Angeles sent a message to a computer in San Francisco. The message was supposed to say login. It only got 2 letters through before crashing. But those 2 letters started something enormous. Before the Internet, every computer was an island. If you wanted to share information with another computer, you printed it out and mailed it. Scientists with important discoveries waited days or weeks to share their work. The breakthrough was an idea called packet switching. Instead of one direct line, data splits into small packets that find their own way through a network of connected computers. If one path breaks, the packets take another. A network that could not be knocked out. 4 computers became hundreds, then millions, then billions. Email replaced letters. Websites replaced libraries. Video calls replaced travel. Shopping, learning, playing, talking, a circumflex euros, everything moved online. The Internet became the world's nervous system. Today, over 5 billion people are online. The Internet carries more information in 1 second than existed in all the world's libraries combined. 2 crashed letters started it all. Number 12. The smartphone. A phone, a camera, a map, a library, all squeezed into one thin glass rectangle. A thin piece of glass and metal. It fits in your pocket, But inside it is a phone, a camera, a map, a library, a music player, a calculator, and a computer, all at once. The smartphone. Before the smartphone, you needed a separate device for everything. A phone for calls, a camera for photos, a computer for email, a map for directions, a music player for songs. Going out meant choosing which ones to carry. The breakthrough was putting three ideas together. A touch screen you control with your finger. Apps a circumflex euros, small programs anyone can build and share. And a constant connection to the internet. One device that could become anything. Smartphones went everywhere. Farmers check the weather. Students learn from home. Doctors see scans instantly. Grandparents see grandchildren across the world. Nearly 5 billion people carry one. It changed how humans do almost everything. One device replaced dozens, and it keeps learning new tricks. The smartphone is the most used invention in human history, all of it in your pocket.